My name is Bill Keane, and I live in Oakland, California, and work in San Francisco. I would say the best part of being local chair is that phone call you make to someone who has been invited to fellowship in the college. The reactions you get from people, it makes all the work worth it. It's a defining moment for most people, trial lawyers in their career. It certainly was for me. So to be a part of that, part of giving people that news, is really a thrill. The other thing that came to mind was just the working relationships I have with people on my state committee, getting to know other fellows in my area and working with them on matters of importance to the committee. I think one of the biggest challenges we face is finding a younger demographic of trial lawyer. It's certainly a goal of the college to get a little younger, also get more diverse, and I think those are some of the challenges that we're facing. And one of the things that we've done a couple of things. One of the things we've done is we have begun to target younger lawyers maybe a few years before they're eligible. So you're eligible for the college if you're 15 years outside of law school, and so we have tracked several people. Right now we're tracking several people that are maybe 10, 11 years out. And we actually have a nominee here this March who is just inside the 15 years, and someone we've been tracking for a few years. We've also decided to target lawyers, take a look at lawyers that work for government, whether it's the DA's office, the U.S. Attorney's office, public defender's office, state or federal, because they'll often have a significant number of trials for relatively young people. We'll often track them into private practice and target those individuals, again, that had more trials as younger lawyers than most. I think the focus that the college has always had, and I think a particular emphasis these days, is on becoming more diverse and finding those lawyers of color, other diversity that would add to the mix in the college and give us greater depth and greater scope, make us broader. And I think the key there is to work on having your state committee reflect your community, the diversity in your community. The state committee is full of maturing white males, then you tend to wind up maybe with more maturing white males than you'd want. If you have a committee of women, committee of color, other diversity, sexual orientation, whatever it is, then I think you're more likely to wind up with candidates that will reflect that diversity. So that's one of the things we've worked on in San Francisco. I can't emphasize enough, and I think this would be obvious to all state chairs, how critical it is to have a good state committee. There's only so much you can do. When you find a candidate, for instance, and you're going to initiate an investigation, you so heavily depend on the people on your committee to do that. As chair, you can see the end work product, you can fine-tune the submission papers that we send to the national office, but the actual legwork in terms of finding candidates and then investigating them has to be done by your state committee. If you don't have an active, involved state committee, then you're not able to leverage yourself and get anywhere near the work that you'd like to get done. I'm one of the crazies. I agreed to do a third year as state chair. I felt like I was just learning the job after 2 years, and I wasn't quite ready to give it up. And so, although it sounds crazy, I would encourage people to consider a third year. By that time, we were a well-oiled machine in terms of finding candidates, investigating them, putting on our annual regional dinner. We've got some exciting outreach programs this year that I didn't feel like I could do probably my first year and a half, as I just learned the job. So I would say my last closing thought is consider a third year. I'm sure the college would welcome it.